Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at Apocrypha Necromunda. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Apocrypha Necromunda, a feast for heretics. Necromunda is a dying and polluted world, buried in a pall of toxic ash and choked by clouds of acid. Its questionable spoils relentlessly battled over by the pitless gangs of idiosyncratic toughs wielding contraband, weaponry, and riding ramshackle vehicles festooned in trophies of the dead. You know what it needs? Cannibals on motorbikes. So this is a super cool picture right here. Definitely a big fan of this. A bunch of like Mechanicus terrain that is like clearly recognizable, but looking all like tattered and abandoned and super suspect for an ambush, I'm just saying. Yes, the corpse grinder cults are getting rules for the Ash Waste, including vehicle crew and a few fitting upgrades. Here's Owen from the Necromunda design team with more. In this installment of the Apocrypha Necromunda, we journey out into the wastes and follow the cannibal rampage of the Coven of Blood, a savage corpse grinder cult led by the pitiless butcher Kurgura. The Coven have set out into the wastes after devouring the inhabitants of the Hive Acanthos. And it's so crazy too because there was so much hype behind Necromunda leading up to Ash Waste. And I have to say the real reason that Necromunda is actually dying, not just like a clever title, is the pricing on Ash Waste. The Ash Waste box set was actually a really nice box set, but Games Workshop got super greedy. The Dark Uprising set was like super popular, but not initially because of the price tag. It wasn't until it was like going away that everybody was getting like super hyped on it. And by then it was like too late to get it. And they were able to push almost up to that $300 price point. So Games Workshop let it go to their heads and got greedy and thought that they were going to be able to push that same price point on the Ash Waste set. They did a really job like marketing it and getting people hyped up for it. And the game completely flopped. It fell on its face. And that was once again a big opportunity for Games Workshop to like really revive Necromunda. And they completely failed at it. And it really sucks because Necromunda is one of Games Workshop's best games. One of their most awesome, like longest running games. A lot of people argue that like the campaigns are some of Games Workshop's like best ways to get people involved, have fun, and create like longevity in a setting or like environment. And it seems like for whatever reason, whoever's in charge of Necromunda every time seems to drop the ball on it. And it's honestly sad. Necromunda was by far like one of our favorite games growing up. We ran like multi-year campaigns. Some of my best times in wargaming overall as like a kid were in Necromunda. And for the last like 15, almost 20 years, it has been basically like one flop after another. And there's no real reason for it because the models are better than ever. The terrain is better than ever. The system is not bad, but just over and over again, Games Workshop just finds a way to drop the ball. And it really sucks. I don't know what it needs, if it's just like a full-on overhaul or just somebody else has to be in charge. But it has one of like the most devout fan base for like decades. And somehow Games Workshop just somehow manages to mess up every single edition that comes out. The Dark Uprising terrain was absolutely amazing. The Ash Waste like setting, the Mad Max environment should be like an easy home run, especially with like a new Mad Max movie coming up and everything. But I just don't know if Games Workshop's ever going to be able to get any momentum. And for all those devout like Necromunda fans and players out there, I'm sure it's a real bummer. But anyway, enough of what I think. Out in the sprawling ashen plans of the Necromunda, Kurgura and his followers find few targets for their cannibalistic fury, and few places to feast on the flesh of fellow Necromundans. That is, until they discover the scattered followers of the Great Pilgrimage. On their way to Hive Teramos to awaken the Lost Saint. Falling upon the travelers, Kurgura quickly draws the attention of the Cawdor protectors. So basically sounds like a combination of Mad Max and Judge Dredd. Again, should be like a home run. In addition to a brand new scenario, Blood Road, in this month's article, you'll find rules for running corpse grinder cults in the Ash Waste games of Necromunda. This incorporates corpse grinder cult vehicle crew and collection of vicious vehicle upgrades to outfit your meat harvesting convoys. So if you've been chomping at the bit for your cannibal cult out on the open road, you can download all the rules for free below. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. Alright, and we see they have a download Feast of Heretics. Okay, so it is 10 pages, but there's a cover page and then also like a sort of like wrap-up page. So here's a little bit of like the backstory, a little bit of lore. Quite a few pages of that, actually. Okay, so we're down to page 6. So we have 6 7, 8, and 9. So it's like 4 pages of actual content. So designer's commentary, Corpse Grinder Cult vehicles. Presented below are the rules for Corpse Grinder Cult vehicle crew and vehicle upgrades, allowing you to recreate the events described in Feats of Heretics. If the Arbiter wishes, these new rules may be included in their campaign. So Corpse Grinder Cult Road Initiate Crew, 35 credits for some vehicle crew for the Corpse Grinders. And then we have some custom vehicle upgrades, Ridge Runner, Rock Grinder, Wolf Quad, some basic weapons. Yeah, so nothing too crazy here on the first page. And then for war gear, we have special weapon Flamer, harpoon launcher, and heavy flamer. And then we got some stuff for the Ridge Hauler, so that is pretty cool. Some body upgrades, meat grinder, feast table, and grizzly trophies. So yeah, it looks okay. I mean, basically it just looks like the Corpse Grinders are just kind of getting like included in what's already out there, which is okay. I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, that's it. There's not a lot here. So definitely happy to see the Corpse Grinders get like some kind of vehicle rules and everything so they can finally like play along. What is it, like over a year into like being in the Ash Waste? And now they finally have like some kind of vehicle usage. I think that's been a big mistake as well. Introducing like an outdoor setting and completely changing the game is cool and everything, but not allowing all of the different gangs to use the vehicles like right off the bat puts them at a big handicap. And now here we are like over a year, close to like 2 years into Ash Waste, and finally the last gang has been included. And I want to say that we still don't have Delac vehicles. Now, obviously, they're able to use like the Ridge Hauler and some of the basic rules, as were the Corpse Grinders. I think were restricted previously. But I mean, this has just been really poorly handled. So, I mean, I guess it's cool that the Corpse Grinders are getting something now. It's cool that they keep like rolling out these little mini supplements and everything. But I think until they fix like the core issues with Necromunda, it's just going to keep falling on its face. And they should have been able to capitalize on Judge Dredd for sure. And that was like underwhelming with the enforcers and everything. They should have been able to capitalize on Mad Max for sure. And that has been overall like underwhelming and a complete failure with Ash Waste. So now there's another movie coming out as well. So maybe this time they'll be able to kind of get like a little bit of steam picking up there. But the truth is, I almost think that they have to go back into the Underhive and just do what we all want. Bring back the Spire Hunters. I think that's what they could do to revive Necromunda. Simplify the rules, lean in on the campaigns, go back into the Underhive, and re-release the Spire Hunters. You're welcome, Games Workshop. I just fixed Necromunda. So let me know what you guys think down below. Does anyone even still care about Necromunda? Is it completely dead? I mean, I haven't played in a long time, so it's one of those things, sort of like Blood Bowl, where if you have a community of people that are playing it, it can be awesome and it can have tons of momentum, and you can have like leagues or campaigns that go on for years, and it can be absolutely amazing. But if you're like anywhere else in the like other 99% of the world, you've probably never even seen anyone playing it at a local store. So if you are one of those communities, one of those people, chime in and let me know. What do you think Games Workshop would have to do to actually fix Necromunda? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And I think introducing like an outdoor setting with vehicles and then taking 2 years to give people vehicles is probably part of the problem. And I'm out of here.